So the third film in the Rohit Shetty cop universe came out, Suryavanshi. How well did it fare? Let's find out. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince and I just came back after watching Suryavanshi in the theatres the way it was meant to be. Now it's already 5 days the film is out, so I want to go to spoilers. But if you haven't seen the movie and you're still figuring out to go or not, I would say this film is exactly what you would expect from a Rohit Shetty brand. If you like the films he has made in the past, you may enjoy this one too. But if you don't like the previous films, this is not for you. I think from the previous films, this film is bigger in scale and size. And we know from the trailer that all three will show up in the end. So they need to take it one notch up. And they do that in this film. Now the reason I got so delayed watching this because first of all I was out and by the time I came back all the shows were full. There's 50% occupancy, so that means 50% of the theaters were full, and today finally I got one seat available and I thought this film is made to be watched with the masses, so I should go for it. I should not see which seat I got or not, and I was really happy the theater was 50% full, but the audience was dull. There was no energy throughout the movie. At every moment where they should be shouting and clapping and everything, the audience was quiet. There was pin drop silence at the entry of Akshay Kumar, and I felt so awkward. I'm like, I want to shout, but there's no one shouting. And if I shout alone, it will feel weird. So in that sense, it was quite disappointing. Now coming to the story, if you have seen Akshay Kumar's Holiday or Baby, it's kind of a mixed match of all of those, and I think they gave away the story in the trailer itself. There's definitely more elements to the plot, but the basic story is that in the trailer. One thing I liked was the villains were given a lot of screen time. They were explored in a way. It was not just that they are just pure evil. They were given some dimension overall. There were multiple villains in the film, but everyone got something or the other to show. Now coming to the heroes, Akshay Kumar was really good in action, and surprisingly the film was really funny. There were many laugh out loud moments, and I like that they didn't show them in the trailer. They saved it for the film. Now I felt Akshay Kumar as Veer Suryavanshi was Akshay Kumar in the film. It never felt like he's playing a character. There were some moments which demanded more from him, and he did deliver there, but at many places the dialogues were not good, and him delivering it felt so forced. It feels like it's not natural to him. He's saying something which someone else has written, and I think dialogues overall in the film were not well written. I feel previous Rohit Shetty films have much better dialogues. Now definitely the standout was Ranveer Singh as Simba. He just stole the show. He was so funny, so hilarious. Every time he was on the screen, it was great. Now Ajay Devgn also gets some scenes to shine, but I feel like he doesn't really fit in the type of comedy what Simba and Suryavanshi get into. So it felt awkward when he was present there or he was trying to get in, because we have seen him more serious in his films and he is not the one cracking jokes. So the dynamic felt really off. Maybe they could have stick to Singham being more serious than the other two and not giving him dialogues to make people laugh. Now from the trailer we knew all three will come together and there will be big epic battle at the end. And I was just wondering, what if they didn't show that in the trailer? And out of nowhere we see Ranveer Singh and then Ajay Devgn. I'm sure we all would have been shocked and would have enjoyed those moments more. Definitely there's a lot more with three of them than in the trailers, but that surprise element was missing. Now technical wise, I think they did try something different with the camera movements. I think they added a lot in the post-production, a lot of camera shakes, a lot of blurriness, adding more action to the scenes. VFX was okayish. At many places it was quite obvious. Definitely the practical effects that they do, the blast and everything, that looks much better than the VFX in the film. Now these films are supposed to be over the top. These films are these commercial pot boilers, for masses, and they will be arousing dialogues everywhere, and there'll be preachy dialogues in your face, talking about unity, talking about Indian Muslims. Whenever they're talking about a plot point just discussed before, they'll quickly show some flashes of that scene again and again. At equal intervals will be repetition of all the terrorist attacks that have happened in the past, just to arouse the audience, that the stakes are really high. And as you saw in the trailer, there's a lot of cringe moments also. But again, complaining about these things makes no sense, because all of this is a part of this genre and this storytelling. Definitely always there's expectations of a better storytelling in films like this. You want to be surprised by the filmmaker. You want them to grow, evolve, use different storytelling tools to drive the emotions instead of blatantly doing it with the BGM or with the preachy dialogues. And I think we have to continue hoping about it in the future. Definitely Singham 1, was the best film Rohit Shetty has made in this cop universe. and otherwise also. It was so good. Even today I can watch it fully. And why is that? Because it was very simple. It was straightforward. You set up a really honest and good police officer, and then you set up a very evil Don kind of a person who gets into politics, and you pitch them against each other, which we have seen multiple times in previous commercial films. But the way it's done is so good. You set up the hero, you set up the villain, then you make them meet each other. Jaykant Shikre has to come to the village to sign, where Singham destroys his ego. Then Jaykant Shikre brings Singham to Goa, where he destroys Singham. And from there, constant back and forth keeps going until the end, where it becomes literally hopeless for a hero. But from there too, he bounces back, which is really over the top, but it delivers. The stakes feel real. You are supporting a hero. You are just engaged into the story. And that's what's missing in the later films. Coming back to Sooryavanshi, the songs and the music were just okay. I didn't find anything interesting. Now coming to the main climax, again, the stakes are really high and you somewhat feel engaged. And then there's this whole glorification of how police and the commandos are saving Mumbai. They're flying in the helicopter, shot in slow-mo, and all of it looks cool. And from the start, this film is supposed to celebrate policemen, the commandos, the anti-terrorist forces, the army too. Now it can be termed propaganda too. Now that's always taken as a negative thing, but it basically means giving information in a biased manner. The last 30 minutes are just bonkers. All three come together and they are fighting the terrorists. And they were supposed to be 40 terrorists at the end, but they kill almost 320 terrorists. I don't know from where they came, but they're non-stop killing them, and it just goes on for 30 minutes. And at some point it does become repetitive. Okay, for a minute or two you are just shooting them. But you're just shooting them constantly. There's not much innovation of how you're taking them down. Definitely they have fun interaction between the three throughout the fight sequence. But in terms of action, there's nothing new. At the end, they do give a hint that a future movie will come and Jackie Shroff will be the big villain. He'll be the Thanos of these three police Avengers. There's Katrina also in the film, and she is given some interesting role. There's some interesting dynamics between him and Akshay Kumar, which felt refreshing. But she was kind of eye candy in the film. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. The problematic scenes in the film. Rohit Shetty has talked about it before also. This is what he wants to show in his cinema, what he believes in, and that's what he shows. He believes that criminals and terrorists should be shot dead, they should be encountered. That's a solution for him. And he wants to celebrate the policemen, and definitely he can do that. There's nothing wrong in it. The police, the security forces, they sacrifice a lot in protecting the nation to maintain law and order. But in reality, there are other issues too. Definitely they are good cops, but they are bad cops also. And we see those realities in other movies like Jai Bhim, like Visarnai. The police brutality. Every other day we hear about it in the news. So it becomes really difficult to watch this film in a vacuum and not just think about the reality. There's a torture scene in the film which turns into a comedy bit, and I did laugh. It was funny. But knowing what's really happening and you kind of making fun of a torture by police, it doesn't really feel good. There's one way to show, police has to do this to save lives. This is a necessity. They have to do some dirty work also. And I think Family Man shows that in a very good way. It is commercial, but it has nuances also. Even in a film like Uri, there's an interrogation scene. In that scene, they do some gruesome things, but it never feels glorified. It feels like it's part of the job and they have to do it to save lives. But when you add comedy to it, you're kind of normalizing it. You're making it sound like it's okay to do this. It's a normal thing. Doesn't really matter. Let's have fun. And even with the encounter thing, just you have police, you have a gun, so that means you can just kill anyone. The police is there to maintain law and order, not to be a judge and executioner. See, definitely expecting this from these films is not the right thing. I know that. But you can always hope for a film like this to at least address it and at least talk about it in the film. If not a main plot point, at least a small scene to address it. And maybe for the future films, instead of going outwards, maybe go inwards. Maybe tackle the social issues in the film. And they kind of did that in Singham. In Simba, he was a corrupt cop. But in the future, let's make it good cop versus bad cop. They have the same powers, same authority, but one is being good and honest, but other is misusing it. And how that affects common people. I think that will be very interesting in a commercial space. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So guys, those are my thoughts on Sooryavanshi, the third film in this cop universe. And definitely more are on the way. If I want to rank, I'll say Singham, Simba, Singham 2 and Sooryavanshi. Or maybe Sooryavanshi then Singham 2. What is your ranking? Through channel membership, you can support this channel and help me continue this journey ahead. And in turn, you get various perks. To know more, click on the join button. For more information, check out the community page. So guys, that's the video. Thank you for watching. If you like this, is the thumbs up button. Share this video in the comments your thoughts. If you're unsubscribed, check out the videos if you like them too. Do subscribing, and I'll see you next time.